I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje juda zoge jonam loy chanju bandu dane yapsush Dage jinso gebe zonam ge dola benjir sanje dubare jo sanje juda chanju bandu dane yapsush Dage jinso gebe zonam ge dola benjir sanje dubare jo sanje juda zoge jonam Chanju badu dane japsu shi, dage jinso gebe sonam ge, dola benjir sanje dubare shu, sanje juda soge japsu shi, dage jinso gebe sonam ge, dola benjir sanje dubare shu. Om ye dharma Hedu Prabhavam Hedum Desham Dathagato Hevatat Desham Jayo Niroda Evam Bhati Mahashramana Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hedu Prabhavam Hetum desham dathagato hevatat desham jayo niroda evam bhati mahashramana swaha. Om Hetu prabhavam Hetum tesham dathagato hevatat tesham jayo niroda evam bhati mahashramana swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, today let's read page 182, the benefits of awakening mind. 182. Is it the... Okay, I think I got the wrong page. Benefits 176. What happened to my eyes? Yes, what happened? I saw something. 176, thank you. So this is the chapter 1 of Guide to the Bodhisattva's Swift Life, the text which was composed by Bodhisattva Shantideva in 8th century AD. And this is an extremely important text about compassion, about universal compassion, and the author, in terms of his philosophical understanding, his philosophy is extremely profound, which you will know from his chapter 9 of the same text, chapter 1 of wisdom, very complicated chapter, and then chapter 1 is all about compassion. So we see that brilliant, extremely intellectually, extremely brilliant scholar and extremely compassionate, very involved in terms of compassion. Reading from chapter 1, what we are reading here, the benefit of the awakening. Awakening meaning awakening your Buddha nature. Awaken your Buddha nature. Awakening mind refers to bodhicitta. Bodhi is awakening, citta is the mind. Bodhicitta, awakened mind. Okay. Let's just slowly read this, and if you come across the points which you require a little bit of explanation, again, like all these questions, you can say bring them in the form of written questions, and I'll be happy to address those points. This is extremely important chapter, and the more detailed explanation how to really make this happen, universal compassion, not just like the say, not in the form of forcing somebody. For example, I remember there was many years ago, perhaps about like 8 years ago, there is one very prestigious institution, the Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, and they invited me to chair a very important talk by a very prominent author, and he is a recipient of numerous the accolades from the government India and from various institutions. And he was give a talk on one book, one of his own books, and he gave that a best chairperson. So the listening to his talk, 1 hour talk, what he said was that how to create happiness. Finally, he concluded by saying that we will be happy only if we are able to have the communion with the ultimate. Is what he said. And he said quite emphatically, but he did not tell us how to have the communion with the ultimate. Then I said that what is so important, they say the 10 minutes address related to this talk, I said that it's very important to talk about the say happiness, universal happiness and so forth. But what is important is that how to make it happen. How? This is so important. Not just that we have to do this and then full stop. How to make it happen. So the author said that we need to have only through the communion with the ultimate. But what do you mean by communion? What do you mean by ultimate? How to have the communion? All these we have to address. And I jokingly said that you are second push on this. What is the meaning of communion? What is the ultimate? How to have the communion with the ultimate. And then how this will give rise to universal happiness. So this is so important for us to know the mechanism, how the happiness comes into being, how compassion comes into being, universal compassion, how can that be created. After knowing this, then you not do it as an entirely individual. So therefore, at least we need to know the mechanism. And then you know the mechanism, and then you don't apply it, you become like a scholar. You know the mechanism, you apply it, you become a practitioner. The scholar come practitioner. Okay, so with this in mind, chapter 8, which is on meditation, is split into two. The first half is about how to create a conducive factors for meditation. First half. Second half is what you're going to meditate on. And the Buddha Shakyamuni said that we meditate on the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. So this evening at 6 o'clock, we have the Tibetan class, and it's about this method of equalizing and exchanging self for others based on the teaching that he gave. In his book, chapter 8, second half of chapter 8, so of course, those from the NDC4 and MC2, is for those students, whereas even those who are not doing that, if you're interested, you're welcome to join us here. Okay, so now let's read this here. The Benefits of the Awakening Mind, or Bodhicitta, by Bodhisattva Shantideva. Respectfully, I prostrate myself to the Sugatas, who are endowed with the Dharmakaya as well as the noble children, and to all who are worthy of veneration. Here I shall explain how to engage in the vows of the Buddha's children, the meaning of which I have condensed in accordance with the scriptures. Okay, Buddha's children meaning the Bodhisattvas, just as the prince, why he is considered very important is that he or she is going to take over as the monarch eventually. So likewise, the Buddha's children, the Bodhisattvas are going to become Buddhas. 1b. Here I shall explain how to engage in the vows of the Buddha's children, the meaning of which, okay, let's read together. The meaning of which I have condensed in accordance with the scriptures. There is nothing here that has not been explained before, and I have no skill in the art of rhetoric. I therefore have no thought that this might be of benefit to others. I write this in order to acquaint it to my mind. For due to acquaintance with what is wholesome, therefore the force of my faith may increase because of these words. If, however, these words are seen by others, equal in fortune to myself, it may be meaningful for them. Leisure and endowment are very hard to find, and since they accomplish what is meaningful for the beings, if I do not take advantage of them now, how will such a perfect opportunity come about again? Just as a flash of lightning in dark, cloudy night, for an instant brightly illuminates all, likewise in this world, through the might of Buddha, a wholesome thought rarely briefly appears. As virtues perpetually feeble, the great strength of the negativities being extremely intense, and except for a full awakening mind, by what other virtue will they be overcome? All the Buddhas who have contemplated for many aeons have seen it to be beneficial, for by its limitless masses of beings will quickly attain the state. Those who wish to draw the many sorrows of their conditioned existence, those who wish all beings to experience a multitude of joys, and those who wish to experience much happiness should never forsake the awakened mind. The moment an awakened mind arises in those fettered and weak in the jail of cyclic existence, they will be named the child of the Sugatas, and will be revered by both humans and gods of the world. It is like the supreme gold-making elixir, for it transforms the unclean body we have taken into the priceless jewel of a Buddha form. Therefore firmly seize this awakened mind. Since the limitless mind of the soul guide of the world has upon thorough investigation seen its preciousness, all beings wishing to be free from worldly abodes should firmly take hold of this precious awakened mind. An awakened mind here means bodhicitta. All other virtues are like plantain trees, for after bearing fruit they simply perish. Yet the perennial tree of the awakened mind unceasingly bears fruit and thereby flourishes without end. Like entrusting myself to a brave person, when greatly afraid, by entrusting myself to this awakened mind, I shall be swiftly liberated, even if I have committed extremely unbearable wrongs. Why then do the conscientious not devote themselves to that? Just like the fire at the end of an age, it instantly consumes all great wrongdoing. Its unfathomable advantages were taught to the disciples Sudanas by the wise Lord Maitreya. In brief, the awakened mind should be understood to be of two types, the mind that aspires to awaken and the mind that ventures to do so. As is understood by the distinction between aspiring to go and actually going, so the wise understand in turn the distinction between these two. Although great fruits occur in cyclic existence from the mind that aspires to awaken, an uninterrupted flow of merit does not ensue as it does with the eventual mind. And for those who have perfectly seized this mind, with a thought never to turn away from totally liberating the infinite forms of life, from that time hence, even while asleep or unconcerned, a force of merit equal to the sky will perpetually ensue. For the sake of those inclined towards the lesser vehicle, this was logically asserted by the Tathagata himself in a sutra requested by Sabbahu. If even the thought to relieve living creatures of mere headache is a beneficial intention endowed with infinite goodness, then what need is there to mention that wish to dispel their inconceivable misery, wishing every single one of them to realize boundless good qualities? Do even fathers and mothers have such a benevolent intention as this? To the gods and sages, does every Brahma have it? If those beings have never before ever dreamed of such an attitude for their own sake, how would it ever arise for the sake of others? To benefit all beings, which does not arise in others, even for their own sake, is an extraordinary jewel of the mind, and its birth is an unprecedented wonder. How can I fathom the depths of the goodness of this jewel of the mind, the panacea that relieves the world of pain and is the source of all its joy? If merely a beneficent intention excels veneration of the Buddhas, without exception happy. Although wishing to be rid of misery, they run towards misery itself. Although wishing to have happiness, like an enemy, they ignorantly destroy it. For those who are deprived of happiness and burdened with many sorrows, it satisfies them with joy. This was all suffering. and clears away ignorance. Where is their comparable virtue? Where is there even such a friend? Where is there merit similar to this? If whoever repays a kind deed is worthy of some praise, then one need to mention the bodhisattvas who do good without being asked of them. The world honors his virtuous one who sometimes gives a little plain food respectfully to few beings who satisfy them for only half a day. What need he said them? One who eternally bestows the perfect, peerless bliss of the Sugatas upon endless numbers of beings, thereby fulfilling all their hopes. The Buddha has said that whoever bears harmful thought against the benefactors such as the Bodhisattva will remain in hell for as many aeons as there are harmful thoughts. However, if a virtuous attitude should arise in that regard, its fruits will multiply far more than that. When Bodhisattvas greatly suffer, they generate no negativity. Instead, their virtues naturally increase. I bow down to the body of those in whom the sacred precious mind is born. I seek refuge in that source of joy, who brings happiness even to those who bring harm. Okay, where did we leave? 30? 38 done. Okay, 38. Thank you. Page number 7, verse number 38. Since it comes to an end when ignorance ceases, it refers to samsara, aggregates, the world. Since the world or the samsara comes to an end when ignorance ceases. Yes, of course, from what we did last time, what are the 5 points? What are the 5 points when the Arya Nagarjuna taught? Ceasing karma's afflictions is nirvana. Karma's afflictions arise from conceptualization, which in turn arises from elaboration, and the elaboration ceases through the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, so what are the 5 points? Samsara, quantum karmas, afflictions, conceptualization of inappropriate tension, elaboration, self-grasping, ignorance. So if you don't want samsara, what should we do? We should cut the immediate cause. What's the immediate cause? We stop the contaminant karmas. To stop the contaminant karmas, what should we do? We should cut the afflictions. To cut the afflictions, what should we do? Inappropriate tension. For example, it's so good. Then what happens? Desire happens. It's so bad. Aversion arises. You getting it? Okay. If you don't want the inappropriate tension, what should we do? We should stop the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance. If you don't want the self-grasping ignorance, what should we do? We should see the emptiness. We should have the wisdom of emptiness to see emptiness. So, Arya Nagarjuna taught, okay, the verse, I hope that you have this by heart. Ceasing of karma's afflictions is nirvana. Karma's afflictions arise from conceptualization of inappropriate tension, which in turn arises from elaboration of self-grasping ignorance. And the elaboration, what is that elaboration? Self-grasping ignorance. And the elaboration ceases through the wisdom of emptiness. You're getting it? Okay. So with this, now if you know this so well, the 5 points through which samsara operates, through which we can stop samsara, then through which our tears are stopped, through our unnecessary problems are stopped. Right? So just see that somehow these problems, any problem that you might have, somehow they relate to one of these 5 points. So with this in mind, 38. Since it comes to an end, whole samsara comes to an end when the root of this, which is ignorance, ceases. Why does it not become clear then that it referring to the world of samsara was projected by ignorance? Yes, everything is projected by ignorance. So the moment ignorance stops, then the samsara stops. Okay. And how do you know that? How do you know that the world is projected by ignorance? By seeing that even on a very gross level, we see that things are so dependent on many other factors. How many agree with me? Everything is dependent on so many other factors, right? Okay. Say the guided Bodhisattva's way of life, Bodhisattva Shantideva said it very clearly. And in fact, one time, for me, I'm sure that each one of us, we have our own personal experiences. That I was seeking visa for I was seeking first visa for France. Then they say, and they would say that you cannot apply this visa too early. So they give up some kind of time frame within this to have to apply. When I applied this during the time, then the document gets stuck in the French embassy long. I don't know when it'll come out. Then I have to seek visa from the British embassy. So British embassy, they need the document. Without document, I cannot go there. Please give me visa, right? And document is stuck in there. And after this, I have to go to Dharamsala to clear from the Indian police. Again, they need a document. Everything gets stuck. One is stuck because of this, B is stuck because of C is stuck because of D. They're all connected. And then so desperate what to do. You cannot, no one factor is to be blamed. They're all connected to each other. Right? This amazing dependent origination. Everything is dependent. So at times it becomes so prominent in real life, and then you say, wow, this is dependent origination. Okay. $39. And okay, what I'm meant to say is that if you see on a mundane level that things all dependent on each other, then of course don't just wait for such situation to arise within you, which is so prominent. Only when you are hit with some difficulties, and then we see they're all connected to each other, Then in fact, say the Tibet house. So I have to take care of every detail, everything in construction, repair, teaching, office, the staff, right? Even the staff, their job, individual staff, their job. Again, I have to ask, did you finish this? Actually, they have to tell me. So we did this. No, I have to tell them everything. And then they say how they are dependent on. And last time I did mention this to you, right? Say the first one who took the construction work, so made the wall round. It should be straight and round, right? And then okay, so if I tell them, again, they have to dismantle it. So compassion. Then it becomes round. Compassion, it becomes round. Then the window person comes. Window person separate. The laborer comes. Said that the wall is round. We can't do anything, right? So now we have to go back to the person who. So wall is round. They are complaining like this. So one is even the staff who is supposed to look at it could not see that the wall is round. What do you do now? Right? So they fix a little bit. And the window person also put it, they are round, not really round, maybe opposite round. Right? And the next person comes, saying that the window is put wrong. Oh, it's big and everything is connected. Everything's connected to each other. Okay, so with this, we see that this is samsara. From this, we come to know that, no, we can't really blame to any one person. They're all connected to each other, dependent on each other. So, by knowing this, then gradually it'll take you to see the impermanence. From there, it'll take you to see the miseries. Understand impermanence will take you to understand the miseries. And the miseries, suffering, will take you to understand. So how to get away from this? Quote the root, self-grasping ignorance. How to get rid? See emptiness. Then you see the weight, the gravity gravity of the value of the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, 39. That which comes into being from a cause and does not endure without conditions. So look, cause and effect. If you understand cause and effect so well, understanding cause and effect per se is not understanding emptiness. Many people, they confuse the two. Understanding the dependent origination of cause and effect per se is not understanding emptiness. Understanding the dependent origin of cause and effect will take you to understand emptiness. You getting it? So this is difference that we need to know. That that the great teachers, what they say is that all the teachings of Buddha, somehow they are grouped into three categories. All the teachings of Buddha are grouped into three categories, right? Some will point to the ultimate reality. Some will take you to the ultimate reality. Some will establish you to the ultimate reality. You understand it? For example, say how many of you are interested in hiking or what do you call it? What do you call that? Those people who go climbing the mountains? Huh? Mountaineering. Huh? Mountaineering. Yes, trekking, mountaineering. Say you want to do that. You want to climb Mount Everest, and you don't know where Mount Everest is, right? And you asked Mike, and Mike says that mountain is Mount Everest, right? He not take you there. He points out that is Mount Everest. Then you go to the Omar, right? And ask Mike, will you please take me there? He said, I have no time. Then he goes to Omar. Omar says, yeah, I'll take you there, right? Omar takes you there. Then at the base, Omar said, this is Mount Everest, right? He takes you there. And finally, who's fond of mountaineering? Anyone? Okay, then finally Jigmela, right? Jigmela say, hey, come with me. Take you there. And he established the Mount Everest. So all teachings of the Buddha, either they will point to the ultimate reality, or they will take you to the ultimate reality, or they will establish you in the ultimate reality. So teaching of impermanence, this is one which will take you, which will point to the ultimate reality. Point, it will not take you there, it will point there. And then the teaching on the, say, dependent origination. Dependent origination will take you there. Or the 5 levels of selflessness. What are they? Hey, what happened? So like you are in the form of zombie state. Huh? Myung, what happened? And what are the 5? You know them so well. Okay, so Myung is naughty. She said that my iPad knows. Okay, anyone? Tell me, what are the 5 levels of selflessness? Okay, Pinzola. Selflessness of permanent unity, independent self. Selflessness of autonomous substantial reality. Selfless of externality. Selflessness of true existence while not rejecting objective / intrinsic / inherent existence. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now, if all of us will say this 5 without looking at the notebook, without looking at the iPad, all of us are going to say this, right? Each one of us, one by one. If we cannot say this, we cannot go for the tea break. Right? Okay, starting from, where should I start from? From here or from here? Two of you decide. Or from here or from there? From the alias or from here? Not alias, from here. From here or here? Here. Okay, anyone, raise hands. Anyone who could say this? Each one of us will have to say this. Anyway, we have to say this. Yes, Ajay Gasanla.
Selflessness of permanent unitary independent self. Selfless autonomous substantial reality. selfless of externality, selfless of true existence without rejecting intrinsic inherited objective existence, selflessness of inherent intrinsic objective.
Very good. Sheripema?
Selflessness of permanent unity, independence, selflessness of openness and spatiality, selflessness of externality, selflessness of the true existence without changing objective existence, slash inherent existence, slash intrinsic existence,
Very good.
and selflessness of objective existence, slash
Very,
intrinsic existence, slash inherent existence.
very good. Anyone else? Quick, quick, quick. Anyone else? Yes.
Selflessness of permanent, independent, unitary existence, selflessness of autonomous substantive reality, selflessness of externality, selflessness of true existence without rejecting objective, inherent, intrinsic existence, selflessness of objective existence.
Very good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, Brother Tibio.
Selflessness of permanent unitary dependent self, selflessness of autonomous substantial reality, selflessness of externality, selflessness of true existence, while not rejecting objective slash inherent slash intrinsic existence,
Wow.
selflessness of objective slash inherent slash intrinsic existence.
Wow, this is amazing. Okay, good. Kunal?
Selflessness of permanent unitary independence, selflessness of autonomous substantial reality, selflessness of external reality, selflessness of
True existence.
without rejecting the objective existence, and selflessness of objective.
Very good. Anyone else? Yes. Swangizala.
Selflessness of permanent unity, independent self, selflessness of autonomous substantial reality, selflessness of externality, selflessness of true existence by not rejecting objective slash inherent slash intrinsic reality, selflessness of objective slash intrinsic slash inherent.
Wonderful. Micah?
Selflessness of independent self, selflessness of autonomous substantial reality, selflessness of externality, selflessness of true existence without objective slash reality. Intrinsic objective items. And the last one, selflessness of objective.
Okay, thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, good. Okay, anyone else would like to try? Okay, it's fine. Good. So now I see that most of you have. Okay, that the 39. That 39, page 7. That which comes into being from a cause and does not endure without condition. When you see that they are all really connected, dependent on causes, conditions, then you come to dissolve the solidification. The gradually dissolved sense of the objectivity was independence. Independence is gradually dissolved. Then we start to see the empty, closer to where we go towards the emptiness. Okay. That which comes into being from a cause and does not endure without conditions, it appears as if conditions are, but it appears as well when conditions are absent. It disappears. It disappears as well when conditions are absent. When the conditions are gone, then the object disappears. For example, like the fire, the flame of the oil lamp. When the oil as the factor for the lamp, for the light, oil finishes, then the light extinguishes. So from this, how can this be understood to exist as independently, as objectively? How can this be understood to exist independently or objectively? 40. If the proponents of existence meaning objective existence, the proponents of objective existence abide by clinging to real entities, objective existence, there's nothing to be surprised of, for they live by such path. Okay, opponents, for example, like say the opponent of Arya Nagarjuna's philosophy, opponent of the emptiness of objective existence, like say the Samkhyas in the past. Samkhyas, they believe in what is known as whole universe to be objectively real, intrinsically real, and that on what basis they say that everything is intrinsically real is that these are all created by three components, three basic components known as the particle. I don't know what that is in the Sanskrit. Okay, the particle dil means the darkness, and ingdob is the courage, sattva. The three guna. Huh? No, not Brahman. Three gunas. Sattva, rajas, tamas, sattva, rajas. Okay, tamas, sattva, rajas. Sattva meaning courage. You're getting it? So the whole universe is made of these three components. And these three components truly exist, objectively really exist. So because that, the whole universe meaning not the creator. For them, they exclude two things. Creator is excluded and the person is excluded. Person and the creator, these two are not created by these two gunas, these three qualities. The rest of phenomena, they are made of these three qualities. The creator is not created by these three. The creator, and then the self, the person who partakes in the world. So it is very interesting for your information, how the Samkhyas, they accept the concept of samsara and the concept of nirvana. It's very interesting. I'd like to quickly share with you here. Samkhyas, what they say is that they say we are the beings. We are not created by the creator. We are not created by the creators. And within Indian, the philosophy, don't think that we talk about Hinduism is one philosophy. No, that is not at all. So when you go into the real world of the Hindu philosophy, today's what we call as Hindu philosophy, we see that there are many divergent views. Samkhya, Vedanta, Nyaya, Vaisheshik, Mimamsa, Charvaka. So there are various traditions there, and then their philosophical views, they are very divergent, they are opposing to each other. So one by Samkhya is very interesting. They say that finally, who is in samsara, who is to be liberated? You, me, the beings who are suffering. The sentient beings are suffering. So these beings, they are not created by the creator. Creator, they call it Prakriti. Prakriti, the creator, the label is Prakriti. Prakriti did not create us, and Prakriti, of course, by definition, it is not created by itself. So these two are independent of the creation. The rest in between, they are like 25 phenomena of the Prakriti and the self. Of the 25, delete the two. Remaining 23, they are all created by these three qualities, the gunas. What is Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva? Created by these three things. Then the how, that's interesting. Say finally the job of the Prakriti is to make sure that you are in samsara. You're getting it? Job of the Prakriti God, created God, is to make sure that you are in samsara. You and I, we are in samsara. And how to keep us in samsara? How to keep us in samsara? Let's say that I'm feeling a little cold. Then this Prakriti creates the sun, right? Sun, and you go to the sun, right? Then you have a chat in the sun, right? So there, then you feel happy. When you feel happy, you don't think of exiting from samsara, right? And then at one point you feel a little hungry, right? Then the food is created in the kitchen. So you go to the kitchen. Oh, there's food there. Again, you get stuck there. You will not think of nirvana. You will not think of liberation, right? And then it created darkness. Oh, now it's becoming dark. What should you do, right? Oh, I feel a little sleepy. Then you go to the bed. Bed's created. You go there, you learn, and then meanwhile you don't think of leaving samsara. This is how it continues to trap us in samsara. You're getting it? And your body is created. Your body is created. Body has the sickness, aging, death. Yes. This body, tell me, how much of what you get, like what you earn, what you get, you spend on this body? 90%? 80%, 99% on this body, right? Heating system, cooling system, food, clothes, then what? Electricity, everything is for this body, right? So we spend 99.9% of, if not 100%, is all our body, and the job of the body is to become older, right? And eventually get the cancer and so forth, right? However you may wash, it continues to smell. Right? Again, we have to take a shower the next day. This is what it is. And then it doesn't become better. It becomes worse. So Prakriti created that. So that you continue to suffer. You continue to be in samsara. Then, what's concept of nirvana is very beautiful. So the person, luckily that, Prakriti, unfortunately, he or she also created this intelligence within us. With the intelligence, person meditates. With the meditation, person attains clairvoyance, the power to see beyond. And seeing that, the person like us who meditates, and they discover that the secret, all these operation of the universe is happening, is the deception of the Prakriti. Prakriti is behind that. He's the one. He's creating all these things for us, and we are trapped in samsara. So, the moment you and I, we, or one person, or two, three, whatever. So, the moment the beings discover that Prakriti is doing everything behind, then Prakriti feels ashamed. He feels embarrassed. Right? He was embarrassed. Okay, now he or she disclosed my secret, right? In trapping them in samsara, right? Okay, they also create iPad, right? With iPad, everything they put in the iPad. Okay, so this is, and then the discovering that you have discovered the secret of the Prakriti's was the actions. So Prakriti was so embarrassed, right? So Prakriti pulled back all what he created, what he manifested. Withdraw. It withdraws all what he created, including your sickness, aging, death, body is withdrawn, and your food withdrawn. Because body is not there, you don't feel hungry, so food withdrawn. And because you don't feel sleep, bed will be withdrawn, right? And then you don't feel know what is the right, iPad withdrawn. Everything's withdrawn. Right? Everything is withdrawn. Then what is left? Only the self is left. Self without sickness, aging, death, tension, depression, they're all withdrawn. So at that point, you are freed from all your miseries. You don't have body. 99.99% of our efforts after the body is freed. You are freed from all these efforts. So, no hunger, no thirst, no hospital, nothing. You don't go to hospital, no need. Everything stops and the self alone is left. At that point, you are liberated. This is Samkhya's presentation. For them, what is the building block of the universe? The Prakriti uses what? The three gunas, Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva, the three. So these three exist as objectively real, really, truly real. Okay, so this is one view. Then the next one is Vaisheshik. It's another the ancient Indian philosophy. Vaisheshik. Vaisheshiks, they don't believe in these, they don't believe exactly where Samkhya's believe. They believe in what is known as the four great elements. Whole universe is made of the four great elements: earth, water, fire, air. The Vaisheshiks. So they say that these four great elements exist truly. So these four are the building blocks of the whole universe. So because of which the universe exists as objectively, as real. Okay, so these and in fact all, not only these two traditions, there are many traditions who propose objective existence. Okay, verse number 40. If the proponents of existence, true existence, abide by clinging to real entities, to objectively real entities, there's nothing to be surprised of, for they live by such a path. Surprise of meaning, there's nothing to be surprised by the learned people, by the wise people. Wise people who's wise, who's unwise. Wise people are the ones who see emptiness of objective existence. And then the Samkhyas, Vaisheshiks, Charvaka, what they believe in objective existence, that is their philosophy, that's fine. So 41, Arya Nagarjuna saying that what is really deplorable, what is really to be felt, is surprised about, is accepting the Buddha's teachings and still believing in things as objective real. That is something which the Arya Nagarjuna said, I cannot understand. Who are those people? Those people who who takes Buddha's teachings seriously, at the same time believe in objective existence. These people, Arya Nagarjuna said, that I don't understand, because you accept dependent origination, the Buddha's key teaching, dependent origination. By understanding dependent origination, it should take us to the emptiness of objective existence. And said it takes you to the believing in objective existence. That is where the Arya Nagarjuna says that I don't understand it. This is very sad. Okay, 41. Deplorable are those meaning the Buddhist tradition, Buddhist philosophers who believe in objective existence. Deplorable are those Buddhist philosophers like Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chittamatra, Savatantrika Madhyamaka. So these Buddhist philosophical schools who abide by grasping at real entities with contention. Contention meaning that they argue, saying that real objective existence do exist. They put forth reasons to establish them. While on the basis of the Buddha's path, on the basis of Buddha's path of what? Buddha's path of dependent origination, they speak about impermanence of all things. They learn about dependent origination. They speak about the objective existence of impermanence, objective existence of suffering, and so forth. And then because of which, of course, they conceive the idea of samsara as objective real. In other words, Arya Nagarjuna's are pointing to the internal contradiction for the Buddhist philosophers. Although not all Buddhist philosophers, Prasangika give them aside, which Arya Nagarjuna is following. The remaining, the contradiction is that on the one hand you accept dependent origination, on the other hand you accept objective existence. This is a contradiction. Okay. 41. Deplorable are those. Who are those? Buddhist philosophers such as, except for Prasangika, the remaining, Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chittamatra, and so forth, those who abide by the grasping at real entities with contention, that too, they try to argue, debate with the advocates of emptiness of objective existence. While on the basis of, and that too, they do that on the basis of the Buddha's path, Buddha's teaching of dependent origination. They speak about impermanence of all things. 42. If nothing is observed through examination of this or that, when we subject things to ultimate analysis, nothing can be seen as observable as this or that. What learned person, wise person would assert that this or that This is what that contention is true. Contention created by the opponents. Opponents that things exist objectively. The wise person will see that they're just like illusion. There's no basis for them to come up with the contention against the advocates of emptiness of objective existence. 43. Those who cling to a self. Okay, this is more like the question from the Kunal about the mind as objectively real. How do we see the emptiness of the mind? So now this is the opponents, like in fact, all the Buddhist schools except Prasangika. Prasangika meaning the philosophy that Arya Nagarjuna is following, except for Prasangika, the rest of the Buddhist schools, they talk about what is self. Self is not really to be found, but then what about your mind? Yes, your mind is the self. This is what they say. You're getting it? They see the mind as objective real. They see the mind as to be identified as the self. Although you don't really identify the self with respect to your body, but your mind is identified as self. This is done by Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, Chittamatra, and Savatantrika Madhyamagam. In other words, all the Buddhist schools except Prasangika Buddhist school. Okay, so now the 43. Those who cling to a self, including the Buddhists, say to a self or to the world as unconditioned. Okay, as unconditioned. Put this in bracket. This is the translator's edition. The meaning that those who cling has is a little negative connotation. Cling means objectifying the self, and so what made them do objectify the self? They identify the mind. They point to the mind and say that is the self. Those who cling to a self or to the world, then this word alas, that is missing in the translation. Alas. What is alas? A-L-A-S, alas. Huh? John. No. Something like unfortunate. Anyone else? Okay, the anthology. What is? Don't just follow. Just speak your mind. You are the author, translator. Alas. Yes. And it's something of the remorse. Some of the remorse, expression of it is unfortunate. Right? Okay. Okay. Emily, what is alas? No, in English, how would you use that? How do you use that? How do you use that in sentence? Like, therefore. Oh, okay. Anyone else? Oh yeah, beautiful. Alas, I didn't find emptiness, right? Alas. No, you don't say I didn't find it. Alas, how come that I did not come in contact with emptiness till today? Right? It's amazing. I found it's amazing. But alas, why it did not happen till now? Ayudamala. Even though. Yes, over there.
Of disappointment.
Yes, this is a beautiful way of expression. Expression of this is unfortunate, right? Expression of disappointment. This is unfortunate. Oh no, alas. Yeah. Okay. So this is missing. The translator missed that. Okay. Alas, they are captivated by the views. Okay. About arising. Put that in bracket. Is it translator's edition? About arising. They are captivated by the views of permanence, impermanence, and so on. Okay, meaning that if you cling to the self, if you cling to this consciousness, your mind as a self, as objectively the self, then alas, you also fall to the extreme of accepting objective permanence, objective impermanence, so the wrong views. Okay. 44. Those who assert the conditioned things, okay. Those who assert, let me just underline this and change a little bit. Those who assert things as dependent, conditioned, things as dependent. Let me say this again. Those who assert those who assert the things as dependent, and then the conditioned things put in bracket. Those who assert the things as dependent as being things as dependent as being established in terms of ultimate reality, meaning that as being established, they say objectively, why wouldn't the false of permanence and so on not arise within their minds as within their minds also in bracket, it's not in the root text, not arise within them as well. So the first verse 43 is with respect to the non-Buddhist philosophers, and 44 is with respect to the Buddhist philosophers who adhere to the mind as the self. Okay, in other words, what I said is that 43, those who cling to the consciousness of the mind as the self, they are bound to be trapped in the misconception of the, let's say, objectively permanence, objectively impermanence, so forth. Likewise, 44, those who assert the dependent things meaning that the dependent origination, who accept the Buddha's teachings, dependent origination, and yet dependent origination things to be established in terms of ultimate reality, meaning objective reality. Why wouldn't the false of permanence so on not arise for them also, for the Buddhists also? So in other words, saying that even if you are a Buddhist, if you follow Buddhist teachings, but if you believe in objective existence, the faults of having to accept objective permanence, objective impermanence, so forth, will ensue in for you. 45. Those who accept, okay, now again, we need to change a little bit. Those who accept things as conditioned things after condition, put up things after condition, put that in bracket, or you delete it and put it before the condition. Those who accept things as conditioned, as being neither true nor false, just like the moon in the water, they are not carried away, or they are not captivated by the dogmatic views. Okay, those who accept things as conditioned, as being neither true nor false. Okay, is there anybody who likes to explain this word as neither true nor false? How would you explain this? Kunal, you try?
Yeah, like conventionally things exist, but they are absence of objective.
In the eyes of ultimate analysis, true, false both dissolve. You're getting it? This meaning of the transcendence of likes and the dislikes, transcendence of true and false. In the eyes of ultimate analysis, true, false both dissolve in that sense. Okay. Okay, good. Let me read this once more. 45. Those who accept things as conditioned, meaning that things come into existence by conditions, by the causes conditions, as being neither true nor false, because the condition means their condition, their dependence on their conditions. Dependent on condition means no independence. No independence means that you cannot withstand the ultimate analysis. In the ultimate analysis, the true, false all dissolve. Just like the moon in the water. They are not captivated by the dogmatic view. Say, the moon in the water, reflection moon in the water. Is that moon? That's not moon, right? Huh? It's illusion. It's not moon, right? But do you know about a story of 500 monkeys died in the water trying to save the moon, fallen moon in the water? Micah, you know that? You don't know this. Oh, you're too young. So this is a story of 500 monkeys. Ajit, any idea as to where the story came from?
I read only the Tibetans.
Yes, maybe it's coming the sources from the Sanskrit or the Tibetan source. Yes. Okay. So in what context? The anthology, any idea? This story. Okay, you haven't heard the story. 500 monkeys who died in order to save the fallen moon in the water, right? One monkey saw the moon in the water. The moon should be up there in the sky, not in the water. It's fallen there, right? So he wants to save it. Then the other monkey held the second one, but the second one hold the first one, so the first one will go down. Third one holding then all the 500 fell in the river. They died. You're getting it? For what? To save the poor fallen moon, right? To save this moon, which has fallen in the river. It's not fallen. It's a reflection. It's a reflection. Yet they see it as real. So when you see it as real, then all these miseries, they ensue. Miseries happen. Okay, just like the moon in the water, they are not carried by dogmatic views. We see them as just reflection in the moon, and you are not carried away by the dogmatic views. What dogmatic views? The views believing in objective existence. 46. If one has the thesis of real entities, thesis meaning your own the proposition, your own the acceptance. This is my position. My position is that things exist objectively. So if you have the thesis, if you have the position that things exist as objectively real, awful and vicious views arise. From there, then the wrong views arise, which give birth to attachment and aversion. From this, then the contentions ensue, arguments, debates all happen. 47. This is the cause of all dogmatic views. Okay, so let's say from the 5 points which Arya Nagarjuna identified, what's the first one? Samsara. Samsara came from where? Quantum and karmas. Quantum came from where? Afflictions. Afflictions came from where? Okay, money deeper. The inappropriate attention came from where? Self-grasping ignorance. Thank you. Okay, so self-grasping ignorance. What is self-grasping ignorance? Ignorance which believes in objective existence. When you believe in this, then everything follows. You believe in things objective real, then the inappropriate attention comes. Then the afflictions arise. Then the karmas arise. Then the miseries arise. All these problems start from believing in this self as objective real. So therefore, if there is a way by which we can see the emptiness of objective existence, right? We don't have to believe in these concepts. Just study this. Just study this and see how true it is. If you see that, wow, that's very true, and then just try to feel that things enter objective existence. Then look at the mental, how the mind reacts. Automatically, you don't have to force the mind not to react. No, just see the emptiness. Automatically, mind will pull back. Mind will withdraw, mind will rest. You don't have to force. Hey, just observe. Observe your, let's say your breath, your senses. Oh, now don't react. You are saying don't react. You don't have to say. You're getting it? You don't have to force your mind not to react. The moment you see that things enter objective existence, for example, let's say there's somebody plays a prank on you. right? And you were so scared. And finally you discover the person removes the bed sheet or whatever, removes it, and you see this as just a person, right? Your friend. What happens? You don't tell yourself, hey, no, don't react. No, automatically the mind will stop reacting. It's very different. This is a very powerful practice. And you see that you get a like 25% understanding of the emptiness, 25% withdrawal will happen. Mind will pull back. Mind will withdraw and feel 25% at rest. And if you understand the emptiness, 50% mind will withdraw and feel the rest. And you get it very clear, 100% the mind rests automatically. And that was 2013. 2013. One morning, His Holiness was in Delhi, and the secretary of the His Holiness, early morning, he called me up. He said that if you are free, His Holiness wants you here. Then I rushed to the hotel. I rushed. And then His Holiness gave me a lengthy instruction how to administer a Tibet house. All these instructions were given. Then alongside, then His Holiness talked a little bit about emptiness. Then His Holiness said, if you get it, you don't have to be Buddhist. If you just get a glimpse of emptiness, your emotions will automatically subside. This is His Holiness' words. Automatically. Same, if you understand quantum, this is what His Holiness related. His Holiness brought the quantum physics also. His Holiness said that it is a quantum physics. You don't really believe in, you don't believe in Buddha, you don't believe in Buddhism. It's like a purely mechanical quantum physics. Say even the scientists, no belief in Buddha. Just think of emptiness. Particularly quantum physicists, they can get to emptiness more easily because quantum physics and the emptiness concept, they are very similar. So once you get it, instantly your emotions will subside automatically. This is what His Holiness said. Okay, so yes, so His Holiness was sharing the teaching on the basis of his own personal experience. So we do that, then you see that even our habitual tendencies then can be curbed. Even the habitual tendencies that we are so weak, we just been carried away by the habitual tendencies. So if you see the emptiness of what pulls us, emptiness of that, instantly your mind will be pulled, your mind will get the rest, not being dragged by the habitual tendencies. It's amazing. Okay. Which verse are we reading? 45. Those who accept. 47. Okay. And this is a cause of all dogmatic views. Same with the self-grasping ignorance, then the remaining things. This is absolutely good, this is absolutely bad, right? Then attachment, aversion, all these dogmas arise. This is the cause of all dogmatic views. Without this ignorance, it meaning ignorance, without this ignorance, no afflictions will arise. Now, right, what we learned before, they're becoming clearer now. Without this ignorance, no afflictions will arise. So if this is understood thoroughly, all views and afflictions will cease. Same, by seeing emptiness, self-grasping ignorance will stop. When self-grasping ignorance stops, what happens? Hey. When self-grasping ignorance stops, what happens? Hey, money did tell me. So you said it so beautifully. Now say it again. So you said from the samsara to self-grasping ignorance. Now I'm bringing from self-grasping ignorance to samsara back. You getting it? When self-grasping ignorance stops, what happens? No. Immediate. Inappropriate attention will stop. Inappropriate attention stops, what happens? Afflictions stop. Afflictions stop, what happens? Contentment comes stop. Contentment comes stop, what happens? Miseries stop. You getting it? Okay, so the ignorance stops everything. The chain of miseries stop. You good? 47. This is this self-grasping ignorance is the cause of all dogmatic views. Without this self-grasping ignorance, no afflictions will arise. So if this reality is understood thoroughly, all wrong views, and afflictions will cease. 48. Who understands this? One might wonder. Right? Who understands emptiness? One might wonder. Is those who see dependent origination. First study dependent origination. Then this will connect you to understand impermanence. This will make you understand suffering. All composite things are impermanent, number one. Then this will take the next line. What is that next line? Ajbimla, what is the next line? First one is all composite things impermanent. All contaminated things are suffering nature. So to see the impermanence, transitory moving for so fast, move so fast, I have no control. No control is suffering. All contaminated things are suffering. Right? Number two. Right? So how to get away from this suffering? So with this suffering, we see that there's no self-nature, there's no independence. It'll take you to selflessness, emptiness. Okay. 48. Who understands this? One might wonder. Is those who see dependent origination. The Supreme Knower, the Buddha of reality, has taught that dependent arising is unborn. You see dependent arising, this will take you to understand the unborn nature. Unborn nature meaning things which are objectively unborn. That there's no objective production. Born meaning produced, production. There's no objective production. So unborn nature will be seen. So you meet with your true nature. 49. For those who are suppressed by false knowledge meaning that things are objectively real, and grasp the untrue to be true. Grasp the untrue meaning no objective reality, no independent reality to be truly real, to be objectively real. In them arises from attachment a series of grasping and contentions. 15. Those who are great beings, on the other hand, those who are evolved beings, they have neither thesis nor contention, because they can see things in the light of ultimate analysis. From that, we see that there's no thesis. With respect to them, good, bad, everything is transcended. They have neither thesis nor content, because they don't have any personal thesis, objective thesis. You getting it? For example, otherwise you can argue, saying that even though the Arya Nagarjuna also has a thesis, no emptiness, that nothing is objectively, this is a thesis. Yes, no. Hey, those people who have some connection with the academics, that my position is nothing is objectively. I have no thesis. This is your thesis. You're getting it? I have no thesis. There's no objective thesis. This is a thesis. You're getting it? So the point is that this is with respect to ultimate analysis. With respect to ultimate analysis, no thesis is really the case, because even the no thesis is also empty of objective reality. Okay, so it's a very profound.
It's related with 46 also. A bit of skipping history conclusion explanation. Here, 46, which give birth to attention and aversion. From this,
contentions ensue.
So this is flowing from here.
Yes. Yeah. So
I think this para was not so detailed explained.
So you are seeing the 46 is further explained by 49. So they're all connected. They're all connected. Okay. 15. Those who are great beings, those who know the emptiness of objective existence, they have neither thesis nor contention, meaning that they don't see things from the superficial reality. They see things from the true reality. What's the true reality? Seen by the ultimate analysis. In the ultimate analysis, then no thesis is there. All thesis dissolved. So to those who are great beings, they have neither thesis nor contention. Because there's no thesis, contention also dissolves. So contention, say that for example, is small children. Say we are all small children playing a role. What is that? Role play game. We are in a role play. We are doing a role play game, and then who was the king? Satan was the king, and our minister is gone. Text minister is gone. Okay, poor text minister must be. I think she was a little ill. She was a little unwell. Yeah, text minister. He does not appoint next text minister, right? Okay, now let's appoint the next text minister. Okay, Ajik Gasan is saying Ajik Pamela is the next text minister. So Ajik Pamela is the next text minister. Right? Okay. Next text minister, she's fed up with the collecting tax. Right? So she appoints Jigmela as the contractor. Right? So Jigmela collects all the tax, right? Hey, all your chocolates will come here. I was ordered by a text minister Honorable the Mrs. Pamela, right? So all the chocolates there, and then the what? And Micah, right? Micah said, "No, this is my chocolate. This is my mother sent it for me, right?" Then everybody snatched her chocolate and gave it to Jigmela, and Jigmela put 10 chocolates in his packet, and gave remain to our tax minister, right? 10 goes to his pocket. Nobody knows that. Right? No, he's very different. I'm joking. Okay, so what I'm saying is that, if others say that, oh, you surrender your chocolate tax, then nobody will take you seriously. Right? But Jimala says that you have to surrender your chocolate, you have to surrender the chocolate. This is the convention. And if you don't surrender the chocolate, Jimala will be very unhappy. Yes, Jimala? Because he is given the job to collect the tax, he'll be very unhappy, right? He'll report to the tax minister, right? And tax minister will report to His Highness King Setanla, right? So, whereas outsider, the mother, father, the parents, they come and the small children say, right? Hey, Jigme, what are you doing? Right? Right? Hey, Jigme, come. Hey, Satan, come. Everybody will be emotionally stirred. How dare that you call a king Satan without any respect? You getting it? So, you argue with me. I have no argument. For me, Satan is not king. The Ajipamla is not the tax minister. And the Jigmela, no contract, right? So this is all just small children's game. For me, there's no debate with you. Nothing to debate with you. Right? So whereas you fight amongst each other, why should I pay my chocolate? It's my chocolate. And tax minister said, yes, you have to pay. Others have said, yes, you have to pay. So, the fights happen amongst the people who believe in things that are objectively real. And the thesis is dissolved. Contentions meaning fights, arguments. These will all will dissolve in the case of the people who see the emptiness. Okay, good. 50 now we can easily finish now. Now 51. Having found the locus. So what's the problem? What's the problem if you see things objectively real? Having found the locus meaning a point or object. This is objectively real. For example, say, where's the self? Right? Self is empty of objective reality. Where's the self is like a dream. Where's the self? Then you point to the mind. Mind is a self. You found the locus. Locus meaning, okay, anybody, just check locus. Kate, check the word locus. What's the meaning of locus? Hey, Mio, check it. You. Huh? Center activity. There's something there. And anything else? Any other meaning given? Center activity. What else? Center of attention. Yes. Huh? Center of concentration. Anything be different from these? Is already yes. Kate.
Is the place where something is situated or occurs.
A place there where something occurs. Myung. Anything else extra? Particular position, point of place. Okay, so we all get some idea that locus is a connotation of objective existence, something objective there, right? Okay, having found, but say so you as the advocate of emptiness of objective existence, do you see any objective locus? No, there's no objective locus there. But if somebody believes in objective locus, what's the problem? The problem is, having found a locus, one is caught by the twisting snake of afflictions. Right? Say, for example, is it true that, for example, let's say that say you are just sitting very quiet, calm, peacefully. Then on the wall, somebody say somebody shows a movie of very disturbing movie, and then or let's say that somebody very crafted like a snake on the wall with light effect, some snake, and then what do you see? Oh, there's a snake there. There's no snake there. But your mind imputes a snake there. Then what happens? The mind is disturbed. You're getting it? So the point is that, okay, so good or bad, not only bad, even good things also. Even the beautiful, attractive things also. Attractive things say I want peace of mind. And then suddenly, some attraction comes. What happens? That your mind is glued by the object. Yes? Whereas if you know that this object is just your dream, then will your mind be glued or not glued? It will not be glued. If you know that it's coming from your mind. If you think that it's coming from the object, then your mind will be glued. Which is, if it is attractive, if it's not attractive, your mind will be pushed. Right? It is known as involuntary pull and push. Involuntary pull and push. Involuntary pull and push means lack of freedom or freedom? Lack of freedom. Lack of freedom is misery. You're getting it? Say, when you see things objective real, this is a problem. When you see things as a locus point, objective real, either you see that as attractive or unattractive or neutral. Yes? Hey. Yes, no? Mike? Yes. Either it should be attractive, unattractive, or neutral. Is it attractive? Your mind will be glued to it. Involuntary glued, involuntary pull. Unattractive, involuntary push. Right? Involuntary push. And then the neutral, what's the problem? Okay. Eventually. Not at that point. Okay, some problems there, ignorance there. Why ignorance is there? So what's the problem? So even the Buddha did not have like it or doesn't like it. So ignorance? Pinzala, tell me. Are you the one who said? So how ignorance? So both the answers, Indrajitji and Pinzala, what they said is correct. But the neutral, ignorance is happening. How? Huh? No, what's the danger? It's neutral. Say for example, there's a tiger. Okay, there's a terrorist, there's a danger. You don't like it. Aversion. Your mother, you like it. Attachment. A neutral person, your normal, the neighbor, no liking, disliking. What danger? Huh? Meaning? So what's the problem? Why should it develop? Okay, anyone. What's the problem with the same? If the object is seen as attractive, when you see the object, it should be either attractive, unattractive, or neutral. So attractive, involuntary pull happens. Unattractive, involuntary push happens. Neutral, ignorance. How? Indifference. How? So what's the problem? Okay, now, yes. Absence of compassion. I don't think the Buddha has compassion for this paper. Right? So what's the problem? Compassion is directed towards the beings. Kunal, deep contemplating. Tell me.
Maybe when we are seeing like indifferent to it, we are still seeing it as objectively.
Yes, this is answer. Good. How long have you studied emptiness? How long have you studied? How many years you studied emptiness? Just few days. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, it's like you have studied. You studied this from last many previous lives. Okay, that's the answer. Answer is that, say, in dream, you see things in the dream, yes. Either the object that you see in the dream is beautiful, attractive, unattractive, or neutral, yes. And attractive, involuntary pull happens. Unattractive, involuntary push happens. And the neutral, your mind believes that it is objectively real. Right? It's real, it's not a dream, it's real. Although it's not attractive, not non-attractive, it's neutral, but you see this neutral as real, it's object real. That is self-grasping ignorance or not? It is. So, with a neutral feeling, the ignorance perpetuates. So, three poisons. Attractive, attachment arises. Unattractive, aversion arises. With neutral, ignorance perpetuates. Okay, thank you. Okay, next. Which? 41. Having found the locus, one is caught by the twisting snake of afflictions. Then what happens? Lo, the snake per se, there's nothing wrong. You're getting, I'm sure that some of you may even feel that, why snake? Why should we feel averse to a snake? Snake, the poor animal, right? You don't becoming too emotional in that sense. So just as people feel scared, just if you accidentally go towards the snake for his own defense will bite us. So likewise, when we see things object real, then the afflictions arise, and afflictions will bite us, and we will have the consequences, right? Consequence, yes, attachment, anger, jealousy, the consequences. These are all because of the afflictions. Okay, so it's like the snake biting us. Having found the locus, one is caught by the twisting snake of afflictions. Those whose minds have no locus, they will not be caught by this snake. Okay, we'll stop here. Now we can easily finish. And tomorrow we'll do the meditation emptiness of the mind. Anything else? And for essentials, we can do it easily tomorrow.
The question,
Huh?
the question which you asked me to remind you.
Which,
How do you break down the consciousness while doing ultimate
This is what I meant by emptiness of the mind, right? This is your question. Emptiness of mind. Emptiness of mind for essentials. What else? So in any ways, the 11th, I'm leaving. Then don't blame me. He promised to do this, say this. He left without saying this. Don't blame me if you don't remind me. Right? Okay, good. Yes.
Sorry, can you speak louder?
Louder. What time? 10 to 11th. 11, I'm gone. Oh, I came here to teach. I'm not a liaison officer. He's making me liaison officer. Don't ask me. Please do booking of the booking of the room there. Don't ask me. Send a letter to the secretary. Even I have to send a letter. I could not say, "Hey, I'm coming. Please send an appointment." Don't think like this. It is his orders. It's not my friend. If it is my brother, then I can do this. Hey, my Jigme is coming. Right? Hey, Secretary, Jigme is coming. Please make sure that what time you get you on the audience, right? What time? 8 o'clock? Oh, hey, Jigme wants it 8 o'clock. If you say 8 o'clock, right? It doesn't work like this. You're getting it? Okay. So even Tibet House for Nalanda Master's Nalanda program, how many of you came for the audience with his honors? With his hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, ask them. And even they don't know what's the process like, how long we worked on this. You getting it? It's not that easy. It is His Holiness. It's not like any other ordinary people like us. It's His Holiness. Yeah. So nowadays His Holiness is extremely compassionate. He's giving the audience more frequently. Otherwise, in the olden times, in the earlier days, His Holiness was so busy traveling because of waste. How can they expect millions, if over the ages, the billions of people they want to see His Holiness? And how can His Holiness? He has so many other things to do, not just audience all the time. But nowadays it's more flexible, right? Okay, good. Dedication, page 52. Yes. Oh, it's a huge task. Okay. So tomorrow the what? The remaining verses? The remaining verses are very easy now. And then the 4 essentials, then the 5 levels of selflessness. That's it. Good. Okay, let's do one at a time. Number 1, what? The remaining 9 verses. Then number 2, 4 essentials. Then emptiness of mind. Hey, right? Okay, so number 1, let's do. Number 1, the remaining verses. That is my job. Number 2, emptiness of the mind. You should remind me. Next is the 4 essentials. Sharipem will remind me. Next is 5 levels of selflessness. Pinzola will remind me. Then what? Then the Heart Sutras, the most important verse. Form is empty. Form is not in form is not empty. Explain this. How many things are there? 5. And then we have question answers. Micah will remind us. Right? Okay, so we how many things are there? 6 things are there. The first thing is that this is my job. What's second? Raise your hand. Who's that? Second? What's your job?
Meditation on mindfulness of the mind.
Emptiness of the mind. Number 3, whose job? Sharipema. 4 essentials. Number 4, whose job? 5 levels and what is number 5? Heart Sutra. Then number 6? Q&A. Okay, so we have, I don't know whether we have only 3 sessions tomorrow. No. 3 sessions tomorrow. Then day after tomorrow? Oh, we have. Yeah, we have. So we have 6 sessions. We can easily do that. No worries. Yeah. Well, you're good. Now let's turn to page 52. Ajirji, maybe in future you can think of putting one light here, one light for all of these beams. Light meaning the tube light. What is that? LED tube light. That would be wonderful. Yeah. Also the fan would be wonderful. Fan, there are 2 places there. 2. Fan would be good. Okay, so donations. Yes. So whatever. In fact, this is the thing, where for centers like Deer Park is purely to benefit the common people. So therefore, this is something if we can really help, in your own ways, whatever little way you can help, this will really for the concrete solid help for the center and for many people to come in the future will be benefited. So in whatever way, so in fact last time, say when was the last time about Mathematics class? You came. May. Month of May, it was a little hot, and then the whatever offering that I got, we gave it to the Deer Park to set up the one temporary roof on top to protect from the heat. So I came here, it's not there. Then I asked, and then I came to learn that the program is like one after the other. If the work starts, then program will be disrupted. So they're thinking of doing during the break time in the winter. Yeah. So this was what I learned. So likewise, the fans, easy, the fans and the lights, it will not really cost anything. So any support, financial support, most welcome. That would be wonderful. This is purely for Dharma purpose. It's not for, say, my company, say someone owning a company. So you enroll in this program, then I get richer. No, nothing of this. Just to support the future people who come to get the benefit from this center. This center is just for that purpose. It's amazing. Okay, good. I don't know. I do not have any of this problem. Nowadays is the problem with I can't see things. Right? It's my age, it's not the light. Yeah, okay, let's together. I dedicate the merit that's gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the beholding of the doctrine and scripture and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from for the 4 wheels of the mind and vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect way in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that I've amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds were blind by ignorance. Dhyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgate bodhisvahatyata Om gate gate Paragate Parasamgate bodhisvahatyata